Hey there guys, Nicky Puresprout here. In today's video I wanted to talk about the 3 reasons why you should travel alone. I did it for my first trip and honestly it was an amazing experience, so I highly recommend it. First reason is going to be, it gives you the ultimate freedom. I'm all about freedom while you're traveling, as much as possible. That way you have the ultimate flexibility of going wherever you want, whenever you want. I've had so many times where I've gone to a place and I have no idea where I'm going next. And I have a couple friends who have also just completely changed their plans, whether it is to keep traveling with me, if they were bored of the region they were in, or country, or whatever. So honestly, freedom is a huge thing, because if you're traveling with someone else, it's very often that not only are you guys in the same place wanting to do different activities, you're in the same place and want to go to completely different places afterwards, or want to leave the place sooner than the other person does. And it's just better if overall you have that flexibility to do that, because everybody needs different things from their trip. I had a friend who traveled to Thailand the same time as I did, but we didn't travel together. We just met up for a little bit, and then he went and did his thing, which is much more spiritual, and I did my thing, which is much more meeting new people and partying and stuff like that. You know, completely different trips that were like the best trips for both of us, but because we didn't travel together, we were allowed that flexibility. Second thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is you're gonna meet more new people if you don't travel with someone else. Just because you don't have that temptation to be like, not in a meeting people mood today, I'ma just go and hang out with my friend. Because then that can slowly start to become kind of like a crutch, where instead of like, one, either improving your social skills, and two, just meeting new people and having new experiences, you get kind of stuck in your own bubble. Honestly, you just don't want to do that. Like, I think I said this in another video, but you didn't come out to travel to just do the same things you do at home. So try to get out of that comfort zone and go out and meet new people. If you end up traveling with someone for a little bit, honestly, travel with someone at the first bit of a trip if you're scared to do it on your own. That's totally fine, but be willing to split up, or if be willing to split up if the opportunity presents itself, because it might be necessary at some point. If it isn't, honestly, like, do whatever you feel is best for you, but don't get stuck to someone just because you started your journey with them. My third thing is going to be, you learn so much more about yourself. This is the biggest reason. Honestly, if this was the only reason, I would still recommend it probably just as much. If you've ever heard the adage, you are the 5 or 3 or 7 people you hang out with most, whatever number that is, I am a big believer in that. You are the people that you surround yourself with. And I see, now that I've traveled, the kind of parts of my personality that I take from my friends and the parts that is just all me. And not all of it's bad. There's some things I'm like, wow, I really get that because I hung out with that person. And I still want to keep that. And I could choose to do that. But to see kind of what that, I call it base personality is, that's so helpful. Like, it's not even funny how helpful that is. Just because you're able to really analyze, like, am I doing this for someone else or for me? And you start to really get that, like, get more of a grip on that self-awareness. I don't think you ever truly get, like, exactly who you are, but that's because that's always evolving, and that's a topic for a different video. The reason I think that this happens is because we'll say 5 people. The 5 people that you're traveling with are changing all of the time. Unlike when you're at home, you usually hang around the same few people. And so it's easier when you're always hanging out with the same people to grab things from their personality. But if you never spend, if like a week is the longest you spend with someone before you completely switch it and don't see them again for, I mean, you might see them again like a month later or 2 weeks later, but still, like, it's very touch and go on like who you're hanging out with. You can't grab onto their personality in the same way. And so, since there's a lot more variable in who you're hanging out with, but you can start to see the constants within your personality. Like, oh, even if I'm hanging out with these 3 people that are very different, I'm still very much this type of person. Like I said, it just gives you a better evaluation of who you are. And I think that's why people come back and they're like, wow, I have such a better, like, definition of who I am. It's because you're not in the same culture. It's like usually completely different rules depending on where you're going and where you're from. You're hanging out with completely different people because some of them are from Denmark, some of them are from India, some of them are from Canada, some of them from America. It's completely different. And that's why it's just constantly changing. And that is so good for you. It's been so good for me. Anyway, those are the 3 reasons why I think you should travel alone. Like I said, I did it, so I know you can too. But if you liked the video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification, you know, so you get notified when I post new videos and stuff. As always, leave your travel questions in the comments below, or just tell me about your journeys. Love hearing it. Happy journeys, and I'll see you guys later. You should travel alone. I did it. I did it. You can too. I did it. I did it. You can too. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. I am a big believer in that.